Hey, this is something that I never see with anybody bring up or talk about when they bring up Berserk, and that is Adonis. If you don't know who Adonis is the son of Julius, who is the brother of the King of Midland, so cousin to Charlotte and all that. Adonis is sort of like the most, I don't say innocent character, but he basically is just a kid in this world that kind of got wrapped up in some no fault of his own and some bad plans. Um, Adonis's father, Julius, decides to kill. This is during the Golden Age arc, by the way, I believe, or the Golden Arc. Decides to kill Griffith and assassinates him. It goes bad. Griffith sends Guts to assassinate, well, basically kill Julius. And he does it kind of in just, by. They have a little fight, at least in the anime. In the manga, I believe it's a little bit of the same. And after he kills him, Adonis, who was walking into the room, basically sees his father dead on the floor, and this guy, who I don't think he's ever seen before, and he sounds the alarm, and he tries to, and Guts rams him through the chest with his sword. Now it's said in the, I want to say the wiki, it says he accidentally did it, but from the show, the movie, and I believe one of the manga pages, you can clearly see it's a kid. So yeah, I guess I don't know where the accident part comes from, but it just kind of shows you how messed up this world is, that even the innocent aren't safe, because you would think like, oh, Guts' his mom, but you don't know what she did and you don't know what other people did. But it's like Guts kind of after this goes a little, he does feel bad, but he kind of just freaks out a little bit. But it's a death that never gets talked about really in any kind of list I bring up as the saddest death, because it's really traumatic. Like the kid is gargling for air, he's bleeding, and they show you in the anime, the movie that they did, and the manga, and it just really always kind of gets brushed away. But it's like, it's one of those things that if you didn't know anything about Berserk and someone just showed you, it would stick with you of just like, hey, this kid got killed for no reason. He was just, a guy or a kid who loved his dad, and he walked in on his dad dead, and there his dad was on the floor dead, and he just tried to sound the alarm. And got to put a sword through his chest, which I guess you really had no choice. I mean, if you didn't really know, how was he going to get out of there? So yeah. And another thing about that is this death, I think, should have impacted a lot more, since it was just like him and Guts kind of had like a similar little story. If you kind of think about it, if Adonis would have been raised by Julius a little bit more, he probably would have turned out like Gambino. Well, Julius, because if you see, Julius isn't exactly the best father. He basically bullies his son, but you kind of see the two parallels of their lives. They both have this really tough childhood, and who knows what Adonis would have grew up to be and kind of seen. I think he would have been sort of like Guts, but yeah, just the death of this innocent kid who really didn't have anything to do with anything. It was just sort of like the sins of the father.